Good evening, everybody. My name is Maeva, and if you struggle pronouncing it, just think of this little trick. It's Maeva like my vagina. Can you believe that my bullies at school never figured that one out? The best thing that they came up with was Maeva saliva. And I didn't even drool at school. I did that at home. So I'm French and Dutch, which no does not mean that I'm Belgian by default. But what happens when you put two stubborn nationalities together? You get a kid that speaks better English than French and Dutch. So recently I have been asked if I'm seeing anybody, to which I responded, could you be more specific? Like, do you mean a guy or a therapist? Like, ideally, it would be both, right? Ideally, it would be a 2-for-1 kind of deal, but my previous therapist made it pretty clear that that was not an option. Yeah, all of a sudden, he was the one who was practicing boundaries. When that was my homework. Yeah, this bit normally only works in front of a therapy crowd, so well done, everybody. Yeah, it does not work in front of Dutch crowds. No. They come up to me after and they're like, boundaries, what is this? Yeah, they don't like it when I tell them to go to therapy. Do you guys like impressions?
Yeah!
So this is an impression of a girl on a first date whose nail polish unintentionally matches her top, and yet she does not want to identify as somebody who matches nail color to clothes. That was it, guys. So I used to live in Paris, and I had this really gorgeous neighbor. His name was Xavier, and he had this thing for like making omelets, as Frenchmen do. So I always made sure that I had plenty of eggs in my fridge, just in case one day Xavier would lean out the window and be like, "Oh, excusez-moi, Maeva, but do you have any eggs for my omelette?" That's French, by the way, for "excuse me, Maeva, do you have any eggs for my omelette?" And then I'd lean out and be like, "Oh, why yes, is 24 enough?" So recently when I did this, actually, somebody shouted out, and he was like, "Oh, you shouldn't keep your eggs in the fridge." And I was like, "Mate, calm down, it's a comedy show, not a cooking show." But a quick poll, who here keeps their eggs in the fridge?
Woo!
Yeah, the majority of us, right? We are going deep tonight, folks. So yeah, I keep my eggs in the fridge. I have also thought about keeping them in the freezer. Yeah. Did you know that it costs 3,000 euros to freeze my eggs? That is what happens when you go on 5 really bad first dates. You get home and you Google, how much does it cost to freeze my eggs? So I don't have a lot of friends who have kids. I do have a few friends who are homeowners under the age of 30. And they studied like sciences and economics, and I studied creative writing because I thought I was better than everybody else. So I asked my friend, I was like, "You know, what do you make in a year?" He was like, "Well, enough to afford a mortgage. What about you?" I was like, "Man." He was like, "No, come on, what do you make?" Jokes. I make jokes, man, not money. But let's go back to Xavier. He's still there whipping up his omelet. And then one day I see he's got a lady friend over, and I was really pissed off. I was like, how many eggs did she have? So then, of course, I start grabbing my eggs from the fridge, start throwing them out his window. Of course, his window breaks because I took them out of the fucking freezer. No, I would never do that. I would never throw eggs at somebody's window because I'm a really nice person, right? And I think we've got a lot of nice people here tonight. So, and you know that feeling when you do something really nice and you're like, oh my God, wow. I'm such a nice person. So I'm going to give you guys some examples, right? And so I'm going to say, I'm so nice, and you're going to say, how nice? And then we're going to find out how nice I am. Okay, cool. So, I'm so nice.
How nice?
And when I tell people that I'm French and Dutch, they're like, echt waar? But you're so nice. I'm so nice.
How nice?
And I once accidentally gave a really nice Uber driver a 2-star rating, and I felt really bad about it. And that's it, I just felt really bad about it. I'm so nice.
How nice?
And when I walk down the street and I see a bike parked with its lights turned on, I will turn those lights off.
Woo! Yes! Yes!
And then I steal those lights. That has been me, everybody. My name is Maeva. Enjoy the rest of your night.